Hi there, I'm Dr. Dennis, and I'm here to share with you another reason why I love Bluegrass Ukulele. And the theme for today is going to be the variety of different ukuleles from which you can choose when you want to buy one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the three different kinds of ukuleles, and I'm going to start with the one that I recommend rather than work up from the earliest models that were developed historically, because I want you to understand that the tenor ukulele is the one you need to get if you want to become proficient on bluegrass ukulele. Now this one looks almost a little bit like a country western type of guitar. It has what's called a cutaway and that wonderful spruce top in the front. I love it. Kala are the people that put this one together. A very affordable and very listenable instrument. The tenor ukulele, and you have to have a fourth string, which is a high G. And in a slack key tuning, which we'll explain at another time, the tuning that we use for bluegrass ukulele, you will find that the first string and the fourth string are identical in tone. They are both G's, high G's. The second string, the second one up from your feet, is an E. Then the third one from the floor is a C, and then we're back to G again. Now the reason why you have to have it in this tuning and with this kind of instrument is two reasons. Number one, when you're in this tuning, all the fingering, almost all the fingering, and the shapes that go with five-string banjo in the bluegrass world can be completely implemented inside this kind of instrument, which is just a wonderful thing. When you're learning this, you're actually learning how to play five-string banjo at the same time. I know that sounds almost hard to believe, but it is true. But a second thing that you need to realize, you have to have a long enough neck so you can accommodate some of the up-the-neck type of playing that goes on with bluegrass. For example, and on this kind of ukulele, which is one of the largest kind you can get, the tenor, before you go into a baritone, which is really tuned more like a guitar, you have 18 frets from which to choose and move up the neck. So it's ideal on learning bluegrass ukulele. Once again, the tenor, high G on the fourth string, and just basically you buy strings for that particular string. It's not a special kind of instrument that has a high G on the fourth string. You just buy strings to accommodate that. Talk to your people about this when you buy something, if you are in a music store. This is called a banjo-uke or a banjo-lele, and it's a gold tone, and I find that they make the most affordable and one of the better kinds of banjo-leles, and the reason is this. Ukulele companies are become specialists at playing and building ukuleles, but they don't come out of a banjo background. Gold tone does come out of a banjo background, and they really know how to make excellent instruments. What this has in common with this other one over here, it has at least 18 frets so you can move up the neck, and it also has the ability for you to tune the fourth string to a high G. That sounds like a banjo, doesn't it? It's because of the special body they have here, and it really is an excellent instrument, one that you could learn how to do bluegrass ukulele very easily on. We're going to take a look now at a couple of different other kinds of ukuleles, which ironically I'm going to say are probably not your best choice. Now my friends down at the Strum Shop in Roseville, California, Dan Elliott, the owner, allowed me to borrow these today. This is an interesting one. It's the smaller size of ukulele called the concert size. So you have tenor, which is the largest within the normal ukulele world, except for baritone, but we're not worried about talking about baritone right now. The concert size is smaller, but very often it will still have the same number of frets that you need in order to play bluegrass ukulele. It has a higher tone. Now I would play this for you, but because I got it brand new, borrowed off the shelf, these are new strings, and no matter how much I tune them, they go out of tune because that's what happens with new strings. They haven't been stretched out yet. But isn't this a lot of fun? This is called The Waterman by Kala, and little kids are allowed to take this into the around the swim side, the pool, during summer to play on these things because they're waterproof. So it's really kind of an exciting instrument that they've come up with. This is concert size. It will work for bluegrass ukulele. I still think tenor is the better way to go. Now I hold here another instrument that obviously is kind of designed for children, and interestingly enough, in the history of the ukulele, they did start out in these smaller sizes. That was the standard back in the old days. And if you remember Somewhere Over the Rainbow, that was arranged by Iz, a Hawaiian gentleman who tragically died not that long ago, but it became a smash hit where he strummed on the ukulele. His ukulele was a soprano. The soprano is the smallest one you can get. There might be an exception where there are smaller ones, but usually speaking, these are the ones that are played and referred to as the smaller version of the ukulele. Right here where I'm pointing my finger, we have run out of frets. And guess what fret that is? The 12th fret at the octave. This means a great number of bluegrass songs cannot be played on it because you can't go up high enough. You run out of frets. So I would highly recommend you do not get a soprano to learn how to play. Now let's say maybe you have a soprano at home and you say, well, I inherited it from somebody, it was a gift. Great, we'll make it work. Become more familiar on learning how to play bluegrass uke on your soprano, and then eventually you can buy up or trade it in, and I've done that on a number of my own instruments. So in review, if I might say, that the three most common kinds of ukuleles that we have are the tenor, which is the larger one. That's what I highly recommend for you, with a high G, the 4th string. The next one would be the concert, which I pointed out to you. It was purple in color in this particular model, and it has a smaller body, but it may have as many as 18 frets, which makes it viable for you to do bluegrass uke on it. The other one that we talked about was the soprano, and because it has such a limited number of frets up the neck, it's probably not the best choice for you. So I encourage you, in fact, believe it or not, I think you might want to go online and look up strumshop.com, where I work part-time and give lessons, both on banjo and ukulele. And they'd be more than glad to answer any questions you might have. You can order directly to them online. And one thing you have with them that you don't have with just a big inventory buying impersonally from a giant company, you can get a little bit of counsel and coaching from the people down there. So thank you so much. I'm excited to hear about how you're going to get your first ukulele if you don't have it yet, or how you're making the one that you currently have work for bluegrass ukulele. And so until next time, one of the major reasons I like bluegrass ukulele is that it is such a wonderful draw from so many different kinds of ukuleles with one that is just right for you. We'll see you next time.